Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Dimmitt Chevrolet in Clearwater, Florida, because guess what? We have that electrifying version of an iconic Chevy nameplate. What is it? Is this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Chevy Blazer EV. This particular one is an RS, but guess what? This is a unique setup where it's just rear-wheel drive. But before we get into this mid-size two-row electrified SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Blazer, that name's been around for decades, and I remember being a kid, my dad had a 1980 K5 Blazer. Those are considered to be the real deal Blazers. These Blazers that have followed after the fact, maybe not so much, but Chevrolet is trying to fortify their electric foundation on this nameplate, being the Blazer EV. Now, you can get your Blazer EV many different options, many different motor layouts. We already brought you the all-wheel drive version with the two motors. This has one single motor out back, making it rear-wheel drive. But what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a mid-size crossover that is electrified, do you go with this Blazer EV or do you go with one of the competitors? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our RS and find out. Right off the bat, the design of it is actually quite modern, I feel. They did a great job with the styling overall, even though it does not connect with the Blazer from the past. Now at the front, you're gonna get full LED lighting, and GM has been doing a great job with their LED daytime running lamps, turn signals. You have LED projector beam headlights, and then working our way down, we do have functional corner air curtains, nicely cut into those sections of gloss black. As we come across the nose of this Blazer EV, you got your lighting all the way across the brow, your blacked out Chevrolet bow tag, the RS badge, which stands for Rally Sport. And I like the way they did this design in the gloss black with your forward-facing camera. That way it almost takes the look of a grille, even though this is not a grille because there's no internal combustion engine behind it. Now on the lower portion, you do have functional venting because this does have that Ultium battery pack that is liquid cooled in the belly of the vehicle. And the way they finished it off with gloss black around the bottom. But the RS trim, the Rally Sport trim, brings a lot of these blacked out accents. Now, as we rise up, they did a great job making a nice prominent hood, but also making it aerodynamic friendly. That's one of the things, is we want to cut down on wind resistance, but we also don't want the vehicles to look like jelly beans or like an Easter egg. I don't want to be driving around an egg. Now, as we come around the bend, what do we got? Wheel and tire setup. These things are massive. So what you're looking at is a 21-inch wheel. Love the way it's got these nice accents in each of the spokes. This is going to help generate wind down the side of the vehicle. Tires are 275 on the width, and you have a nice 45 series sidewall. Adaptive suspension all four corners, and you'll notice on the RS trim you get the gloss black around the fender openings. Now coming down the side, I like the way they did this indentation with the gloss black, because on the driver's side, that's where you have your charge port door. So to make it a nice cohesive design, you have this on the other side as well, and you got a nice little cove area where they kind of carved it out into the front doors. Gloss black on the mirror caps. They are power folding. You got 360-degree cameras. Up top, we got a panoramic sunroof and gloss black roof rails. Just gloss black along the top of the trim, not the bottom where the window frames are. And like I said, from styling standpoint, that body line at the bottom of the door is very crisp, and then it evaporates as you get towards the rear of the vehicle. Now, as we move towards the quarter panel, like the way they did the glass area, there's that black trim that comes to a knife point, and then swinging around back, it's almost perfect, almost. And the reason why it's not perfect is because of this. That's a sad looking wiper, and it's exposed. I would like to have it tucked underneath and just pull this back just a little bit, but they did a great job with the way they worked the arrow on the back. You got your full LED taillights, the RS badge. They cut out some of that body just to give it some style. And then working our way down to ground level, just like we have up front, all gloss black on your RS trim. And the way they work this rear bumper is to help clean the air that comes out from behind the vehicle. But why don't we go ahead, Let's pop the hood and see what we can see on our Blazer EV. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts, but there's really no point for us to open up the hood because all you have is black plastic underneath the hood. That's because we have a single motor rear wheel drive unit. So that rear wheel drive unit, motor out back, 340 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque. This does utilize a 102 kilowatt Ultium battery pack, 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, top speed 118 miles an hour, but guess what? 324 mile range. That means 99 mpgs in the city, 84 on the highway. The vehicle weighs 5,350 pounds. On a DC fast charger, you could charge up to 78 miles in 10 minutes. So 78 miles of range in 10 minutes. But why don't we go ahead, let's turn this EV Blazer on and see it move. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Chevy Blazer EV, this being an RS rear-wheel drive equipped. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I think I'm ready to take the EV plunge. I've always been a Chevy guy. I got a C8 Z06, so I wouldn't mind adding one of these to my garage. How much is it? Very good question. MSRP is $57,650. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Love the style. Look at the red stitching up top. Very nice and classy and sporty from the RS package. Then you have this sort of like translucent smoked black area, tinted black area with this design behind it that really pops nicely. The rest of the door panel is flat black, nice armrest. You got blue and red stitching because this is an EV. Some cloth on the bottom, which I'm kind of confused about, but it really doesn't bother me too much. Door pocket is a great size. You could get a Whopper and a large onion ring from Burger King and a milkshake to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, love the AC vents. Very rocket style. You got some more of that trim, the stitching, the blue and the red, some Alcantara. Then you got a 17.7-inch infotainment system, the whole Google Maps, Google Assistant. You got your one pedal brake operation. We could bring up our charging. And I like the way you could put certain easy access icons up top. So if you want your maps, boom. If you want your charging, ba-bam. If you want to turn on one pedal braking, you just hit it right there. And then you can set your level. I'm shutting it off. When I'm doing my normal driving, I really don't like one pedal operation. We come back, you got all your usual apps, ambient lighting out the wazoo, more colors than the freaking rainbow have. You got your different drive modes. Look at that, there's your Blazer, snow and ice, my mode, normal. I'm going sport, baby. There you go. Real volume knob, real switch gear for your dual climate control, nice adjustable twisting knobs. You do have ventilated seats and heated seats, 3 stages apiece, which is good. More of those great looking AC vents. You got a place down here for, I would say, 4 Snickers. Slide this bad boy open, 2 USB-Cs, and you could easily put, I would say, a small bag of Doritos in there. Just make sure you put some napkins because you're gonna get cheesy crap all over the interior. 2 cup holders, wireless charging, nice material on the armrest, the stitching. Open this up, USB-C, 12 volt, and you got enough room in there for 4 double glaze, not single glaze, but double glaze Krispy Kreme donuts. Ask them to double glaze your donuts. They will do it for you. Or they'll take them in the back and they'll just lick them and spit all over them and then give them to you. But seats, love the RS embossed, the Alcantara, the piping, the nice stitching. You do have electric assist for the passenger. You do have electric assist for the driver. Of course, power shade for our panoramic sunroof. And you have a digital rear view mirror. Look how nice it picks up the blue. Really pops. But why don't you get over here? I want to show you what's popping behind the wheel of this Blazer EV. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. The dinging of the noise is to let you know that the door is open and the vehicle's on because there is no on-off button, which is kind of stupid. You do have, of course, your seat controls, easy to get to. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here. Steering wheel, the wonderful leather, the red stitching, the RS badge, flat black on the switchgear, and this is a heated steering wheel. You do have a paddle on the back of the wheel for that regen braking. And then this is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and you have that 11-inch digital gauge cluster that displays a ton of information depending on what you want to see. I like this gauge. That's my favorite. But other than that, you do have a head-up display as well. And I do like the stitching even on the driver's side. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat, because I want to go for a spin in this Blazer. All right, guys, back seat time. And you could really tell that this is a mid-size two-row with the amount of room you have back here. One of the things I want to point out is just how flat the floor is. That's because, remember, underneath the floor is the Ultium battery pack, and that allows more room, leg room for your passengers. You got that EVO-TEX material. Nice large pockets, easily put a back scratcher, an abacus, and a My Little Pony back there. Just so you know, between you and I, don't tell Lori I said this, but she used to love My Little Ponies as a kid. Her last birthday, I got her a Carvel cake that had My Little Ponies on it. Made her laugh. But anyways, you do have your rear AC vents, and I like the way they brought that same great style as up front, 2 USB-Cs. Heated seats, no ventilated seats. I would like to see ventilated seats at $57,000. I'm 6 feet tall, not even close to the headliner, even with that panoramic sunroof. Pull this bad boy down, soft, 2 cup holders. And I do like the way they did the Alcantara and stuff, just like up front. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the cargo area and see what the heck you could stuff in this Blazer. All right, guys, cargo area time. Hit the button. Nice electric assist. Comes on up. You're going to be greeted to, believe it or not, 26 cubic feet of space. Love the way you got these large nooks for a box of Twinkies and a gallon of chocolate milk to wash it down. The seats do fold, 60-40 split, and it's real easy because you just hit the button, you let her drop, just like that. That's 60%. Here's 40%, boom. Nice to have that room, and you're up to 60 cubic feet of space, and then underneath you do have storage. So we'll move this out of the way. You got some nice storage in there for all sorts of things. You could put, I would say, a case of pickles back here, especially if you're out here in the sun, because believe it or not, by drinking pickle juice like Steven does, it's actually really good for electrolytes. So is Brondo. But anyways, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's hop inside this Blazer EV and go for a little spin. All right, guys, we are inside this Blazer EV. This one being an RS, but rear-wheel drive. On throttle, here we go, nice. It really puts you back in your seat when you go on throttle with that instant torque. And it has that nice, familiar rear-wheel driving experience. That's one of the benefits of this Blazer EV is, like I said, they have front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or in our case, rear-wheel drive. Getting to that 17.7-inch infotainment system well within reach. Love the digital gauge cluster. It's just crazy how there's no glare on anything, even though it's a freaking sunny day here in Clearwater. Nice size head-up display, and just visibility is superb. They do a great job pulling the A-pillars apart. You got your digital rear view mirror, and I'm really digging the seats. They're really comfortable, yet hold you nicely in position. But it's great to have the electric assist on those seats, the wireless charging, nice storage areas. On throttle, here we go. Really does a great job of getting the power down to the ground. I mean, look at this. Even with it being rear-wheel drive. And then we get on the brakes. You got that regen braking taking place. Going into this bend. Nice and composed. They did a great job cutting down all the sound and noise vibration entering the cabin. And there's just a little bit of a hum sound that I'm experiencing. There's none of this like fake car sound or anything like that. But the fact that you can have one pedal operation or use the paddle on the back of the wheel just kind of gives you a couple extra options. I'm gonna make a U-turn here. Look at that. Nice turning radius. On throttle, here we go. So it really does a great job of giving you that instant torque, of course. But yet, because it's just a single motor, you're getting a nice longer range. Even though you got plenty of power too, which is, it's a good balance. But the fact on how easy it is to drive this vehicle, to get used to it, and then of course you have all your different features. I'm gonna go into show you the different modes again. So we're in sport right now. You could go into normal, and that adjusts the throttle sensitivity, steering sensitivity, and some of that sound. You go into sport, and then there we are. But everything is just very intuitive and very easy to use. And the fact that you have real knobs and buttons for your AC controls, that to me is the smart part. And to be honest with you, to turn on the ventilated seats, it's not that big of a deal once you figure it out. But going down the highway is just very smooth. Suspension is sporty, but I wouldn't call it like a corner carver by any means. It does have a little bit of bounce to it to just help with the overall comfort. But under brakes, there's not a lot of nosedive, which is good. And of course, with having that Ultium battery pack in the belly of this vehicle really helps with overall handling characteristics. All right, guys, you ready? On throttle. So I think overall, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised with how this Blazer EV RS does the business as you're driving down the road. We're gonna go ahead though. I hope that this has been a good overall review. We're gonna get back and wrap this one up. So I'll see you back at Dimmitt Chevrolet. Hi guys, another great day in so many ways here in Tampa Bay at Dimmitt Chevrolet. Boy, that was a lot of rhyming there. Here in sunny Clearwater, but definitely gotta thank Raheel and the rest of the team getting us access to this rear-wheel drive. Most of these that you see are all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive Blazer EV. Let me know what you think. Is this the best way to go for your electrified SUV over the competition? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Need to give it up to Stephen Flood Photography. He's doing a great job. Let him know how you feel about his great job in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.